You know, in late 2015, Paul Sukkot had sent out the email talking, I'm sure you all remember the email talking about the implementation of austerity measures for Basin Electric and the subsidiaries. And, you know, at that time, we had a department meeting not long after, and Ken Rutter had indicated to the entire department that anybody who had any ideas that had cost saving or revenue enhancement potential, he would like to hear about it. So I reapproached him with it, and at that point, we kind of started to put some thoughts down on paper, had some conversations with additional folks within the cooperative, and we still felt like we were missing, you know, a lot of stuff. We felt like there was a lot of opportunity to be better. There was opportunity that we weren't seeing, and so we thought logistics continuous improvement team would be a good place to vet some of those.
And I remember being a skeptic. Fortunately, I think the EDCAR model was an eye-opener for me, and that worked to open my eyes, to make me aware that there were some opportunities, and that they should be pursued.
And for me, I'm a little bit more removed from the logistics piece. In my role, I have staff that works for me in it, but I don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. And then at this point, when the team was starting to get together, a little bit down the line of what you were saying, Tara, in the inception portion of it, Dave Sauer came to me and just asked me as kind of a almost outside entity to come in and be a part of the team and you know, play a little bit different role than somebody who's in the weeds every day. Right away, everybody was a little bit guarded. Everybody was kind of just talking about their own little piece of the puzzle. And then as the group evolved, you know, we became more of a team, more focused on not just what's best for Dakota Gasification, for Leland Olds, for the marketing group. It was just what's best for Basin Electric as a whole.
You know, and pretty soon you learn that, wow, there's some real, genuine, honest-to-gosh logistics professionals in this organization. And they have a lot to offer, and they know a lot. They really know their stuff.
In order to meet some of these goals or to identify some of these issues, people had to be willing to expose themselves, right? You had to kind of show some of your weak points within your particular area, and so that it took a lot of bravery, I think, on the team's behalf to be willing to be comfortable with each other and to be willing to expose some of you know, the individual weaknesses in order to get better.
Good point. You know, I think of the demurrage issue.
Speaking of demurrage, which, you know, basically rail cars and sitting at different facilities, I think we really shined a light on that it even existed. I think most people in the group didn't even know what the word demurrage meant. And, you know, now that all the different facilities know about it, we're tracking it, we're looking at it, we're got closer eyes on it. I mean, LRS is one example, but DGC, same thing with caustic. We weren't even really looking at it before this group, and you know, LOS is looking at different things. All the different entities are looking at it. And then Tara, if you want to talk about, repeat what you, or mention a little more about the loading weights of the cars.
That was a big thing for Dakota Gasification Company because we, you know, we had been loading our cars a little bit lighter than necessary because there was some weight limitations that we had, and through just going through basically some paperwork, we were able to validate that we could increase our weight limits. We were able to do that, and that's looking at, you know, some huge freight savings per year.
And I think one of the immediate savings quick wins also was, it's not as big of a dollar, but it's still a quick win, and something that escalates over time as far as dollars saved is just, you know, bringing you, Tara, into the umbrella of negotiating freight, you know, broader throughout the cooperative, not just for Dakota Gas.
Particularly on those 2 lanes of traffic. We had all but given up. We thought there were no opportunities to get lower rates, but your approach to negotiating lower rates is very effective. Proof's in the pudding. You negotiated two contracts that immediately develop savings for us.
I know from my perspective it was interesting to learn about the different challenges and opportunities that you all go through with your unit train traffic on the coal and the lime and the limestone, because we are, you know, Dakota Gas is going to start doing some unit train business.
But a non-financial gain is just becoming more collaborative throughout the cooperative from a logistics standpoint. So it's not just each area doing their own thing, it's everybody talking about what's the best way to do it and learning and growing from each other.